Hello everyone. The setting is really random. I'm in my room, but yeah, I just found some observations and I just wanted to talk about it. A thing about addiction that really no one talks about or feels like figuring out is the fact that we are not able to leave addictions or get over our certain persistent habits because we like ourselves when we are in influence of it. Let's say i I smoke a lot of weed and have been doing for the last 2 months continuously. Like, I'm zoned out all the time. For the last 3 months probably I've smoked every fucking day, and I've been smoking continuously for these times. But yeah, I have been smoking for about a year or something like that in total. A thing I figured out this morning was that I don't like weed. The thing is, I like myself more when I'm in influence of it. I find that I'm in more ease of myself. I'm more comfortable with being myself. I'm more comfortable being social bird that I am. But I got into a serious depression, and I got into depression because of weed, because it really amplified my sadness as well. But I also am kind of getting out of it, or got out of depression, let's say, because of weed, because I kind of learned to use it for my advantage. And I'm again still kind of using weed to get over a lot of bad things or bad habits that I have, and it has helped, no doubts about it. The only last thing that I have left to overcome all the bad habits is probably just this weed thing, because weed and smoking, these two things I have been doing for a long time, and I'm really not able to get over. And I was kind of not able to figure out the reason that. But I still have no answers for smoking. But yeah, I've significantly decreased the number of cigarettes per day. And but I did find out about weed, that it is the fact that I really like myself when I'm in influence of weed. I'm in more comfort of myself. I like the thoughts I have when I'm in influence of weed, or just the fact that I'm so much more aware and into the moment. I know everything that is happening right now, and I've not smoked much. And to be honest, I don't have enough weed left to even go past tomorrow. And I don't know what to do after that. And I was at so much I am at so much stress still yet, but I'm just trying to figure out ways to find myself out of bad habits. Thanks to weed, you did a good part, but I really don't want you anymore. Yes, I really like myself when I'm in influence of you, but nobody is able to address the fact that why we are still addicted is not that we like weed or stuff like that. We just like ourselves more when we are in influence of that substance, be it anything. That is the case. Be it food, like you just like eating more food and you feel very content after that. That's, yeah, stimulus response thing is the thing. But in weed it's kind of different. I do like the effect, but the effect was not clear. Today I really found out the effect. The effect was that I just liked myself more. And the thing is, I need to cultivate more self love, self care, self belief, and just be more aware and work on myself to reach this level of consciousness in my normal state. And that would fix it, because I know I had no addictions in my childhood, or like I have. It's not like I have not smoked since I was very young. The first cigarette I took was probably in class 7 or 5, I'm not very sure. 7 it is, I guess. Yeah, 7. Class 7. But I never got addicted. I did smoke like, it's not like I just smoke once a year, stuff like that. I did smoke 3 or 4 times in whole year in class 7. But I never got addicted. I never liked it as well. Because I was that present and I was really in control of myself, my body, and I really liked myself. I valued myself more. That's the thing. I just valued myself more back then. I know I feel so shit about myself more right now than what I used to feel about myself long ago. That is really diminished. Like a lot of shadows and a lot of lines, due to which I'm not able to figure out what is enjoyment and what is addiction. I'm not able to differentiate between things because I'm not present as well. I'm present, but I'm not able to think very clearly and consciously. A lot of things are going wrong. It has gone wrong for past 2 years or more, but I'm trying to figure out a lot of things, and this is my last step. I have to get over weed and then get back into the line that I want to get back into. I was not able to find the actual effect. The actual effect is I just like myself more when I'm going through things, when I'm under weed. That is what I'm feeling right now. I just like the fact that I'm able to see when I'm under. I I'm so grateful about the fact that I'm able to live when I'm under weed. I have never what to say. That's why I love myself more. I just love myself more when I'm under the influence of weed, or when you are under the influence of any kind of substance that you take, any kind of addictions you have. You just have to overcome that. You make sure that you feel the same level of emotions, or you can kind of bring your. The thing is, yeah, there are two approaches, right? There is one inductive approach to like leaving this thing, and one is the deductive approach. The deductive approach is uh, diminishing the baseline level of dopamine or other chemicals that we that the brain releases after it consumes some substance. And tolerance or resistance to smoking, moderation, things like that work on like this deductive effect, I guess. Like they just work on the fact that this is the goal and we have to reduce our baseline to this point so that we get through, like we feel the same thing. But what I'm actually talking about is inductive effect. We have to cultivate ourselves to that level of consciousness, emotions in our real life as well, or be as humble and be as open. A lot of things can come into play, right? It's so complex topic. It's such a fascinating thing. Like to really figure out inductive like steps, I guess you have to really see into the things, really try to find out a lot about yourself, and that's why it is not possible to do it that way, and that is the way I am. I've always kind of figured out the way by asking myself, and I really try to experiment on myself a lot more than figuring out what the world has already done and trying about that, because I feel that is more regressive or more repressive approach to take in life. You are kind of cutting away, and that is really disciplining or grounding yourself. That is the way things in societies or the ways to addiction have at least worked out till now. But I'm not like that. You have to really figure out what works for you. Everyone kind of tries to figure out that, but they all begin with the deductive step, and that is not a good thing. You don't have to discipline yourself. You'll feel really bad when you do that. If you use the steps I take, there are good chances you will never fall back into that same trap again. And I know, because it's not like I've not left a lot of other bad habits as well. I have done, and I never feel the need to go back, because once I really have figured out it by myself, I always know that I always have that knowledge base, because this is my experience and this is my own experiment. That's why maybe you just never fall back into the same trap, because you have experienced it firsthand, and you have firsthand data of that. You have actions, series of consequences, long-term effects, a lot of things. That's why you never fall back into this step. So just try to figure out what is the actual reason you smoke. For me, the reason is that I just like myself more when I'm in influence of some substance, and the fact that I just don't love myself enough in real life. And that is the thing. Yeah, I just broke down completely. I am about to cry. Bye bye.